The call came at 2:14 p.m. A voice I didn't recognize, nervous, professional. "Mr. Hale, this is Rachel from Human Resources at Solvex. I need to confirm something with you. Is your wife, Erin, all right?" Pause. The kind of pause that makes the body forget how to breathe. I looked at the framed photo on my desk, her smile, her hand on my shoulder, the reflection of us pretending to be happy. "She's fine," I said. "Why?" Another pause, whispering on the other end. Then, "There was an incident this afternoon involving one of her coworkers. We're still sorting out what happened. She listed you as emergency contact." My mouth went dry. What kind of incident? A long inhale. "It's probably best she explains." Click. The line died. I sat there, still hearing the hum of the call long after it ended, staring at nothing. That's when my phone buzzed, a text from Erin. "We need to talk when I get home." I didn't reply. I just stared at those words. Then, almost unconsciously, my eyes drifted to the counter, to the note still sitting there from last week, the joke that wasn't a joke. "My work husband buys me lunch every day. You need to step up." She'd laughed when she said it. I'd smiled back. And the next morning, I'd mailed a thank you card to her office with a $20 Starbucks gift card inside, for taking care of my wife. That was 3 days ago. She came home that night quieter than usual. No mention of work, no teasing, no laughter, just silence, the kind that fills a house and seeps into the walls. Her phone kept lighting up, notifications, names I didn't recognize. When I asked if everything was fine, she smiled too quickly. "Just tired." I nodded, watched her cross the kitchen, noticed she'd started dressing differently for work, heels I hadn't seen before. It's strange how betrayal doesn't arrive like thunder. It comes as static, small signals, disconnected noise. That night as she showered, I checked her purse. The Starbucks card was gone. The envelope I'd sent, opened. I found it in the trash under a layer of paper towels, torn neatly in half. I remember the smell of citrus soap from the bathroom, the sound of water running, the ordinary cruelty of it all. I sat down on the edge of the bed, the pieces of the envelope in my hands, and felt something sharp settle behind my ribs. Not rage, not sadness, clarity. Over the next few days, I watched, quietly. Her patterns changed, texting late, locking her phone, new perfume. The work husband had a name now, Caleb. He'd started driving her home. "His route passes right by," she said. I believed her, out loud at least. Inside, I started mapping things, patterns, timelines, receipts. I called the florist, confirmed the delivery she claimed was from a client was paid in cash, anonymous. I traced the Starbucks card. Corporate gift balance used the same day it was received, a store 2 blocks from their office, 2 drinks. I began to understand the rhythm of their little dance. At work, I smiled. I even joked with my team. But each night, my mind dissected the data like a surgeon pulling apart tissue. I didn't want to hurt her. I wanted to see her, clearly, without the fog of what I thought we were. When she kissed me goodnight, I'd study her eyes. She never noticed. The truth was already there, shimmering beneath the surface. She just didn't know I'd stopped being blind. The truth arrived in a manila envelope, private investigator, 2 days of surveillance, photos, her and Caleb at a cafe, a hand brushing her back, a smile that wasn't meant for me. Later, his car outside a hotel, her silhouette in the lobby. I didn't feel the shock I expected, just a low hum of inevitability. That night, I waited. She came home late again, hair damp, the faint scent of another man's cologne, something woody, foreign. She dropped her purse. "You're still up?" I slid the envelope across the table. "Someone from work sent you a gift." Her hand trembled as she opened it. Silence stretched between us. She didn't cry. Not at first, just stared at the photos, jaw locked, color draining from her face. Then, the whisper, "How long have you known?" I looked at her, calm, detached. long enough to stop wondering. Her tears came then, hot, desperate. I watched her break, piece by piece, and felt nothing. The next morning, I sent a second card to her office. Same handwriting, same polite tone. Dear Caleb, thank you for taking care of my wife while she's at work. I appreciate the lunches, the time, the attention. She's lucky to have you. Warm regards, Thomas Hale. No Starbucks card this time, just the note. By noon, her panicked text came in. Why would you send that? By 2, the HR call followed. The same woman from before. Mr. Hale, we're dealing with a serious complaint about harassment and boundary issues in the workplace. I let her talk. Then, I said quietly, you'll want to review the security footage from last Friday. Hotel entrance. 9:43 p.m. A long silence. Then, understood. When Erin called me next, she was crying again. Something about HR, about losing her job, about Caleb saying it wasn't what it looked like. I didn't interrupt. When she finally asked, "Why did you do it?" I said, "Because you joked." I moved out that evening. No argument, no shouting. Just quiet packing. The sound of zippers, drawers closing. She stood in the doorway, still in the blouse he'd once complimented. "Can we talk about this?" I met her eyes. We already did. Outside, the night was cold, sharp. I sat in my car for a long time before starting the engine, listening to the echo of her sobs through the open window. They sounded distant, almost unfamiliar. Funny how quickly love becomes data, just patterns, evidence, timestamps. As I drove away, I realized I wasn't angry anymore. I was free, and freedom, I've learned, is always colder than revenge. Final line, she wanted attention. I gave her consequence.